Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 3, Week 6. First question, find the total cost of 14 bags at $2.55 a bag and 11 tins at $9.80 a tin. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply, because one bag costs $2.55, so 14 bags will be 14 times $2.55. And then we're going to find out what 11 tins gonna cost, so 11 times $9.80. And then once we have these two numbers, we're gonna add them up and get a total, and that's the answer. I'll help you with the first one. So this one will be 14 times $2.55. Now let's just estimate how much this is gonna cost. 14 times 2 is about $28, $30. Okay, so it should be around $30 something. Now that's going to help us determine where the decimal place is going to be. So let's work it out. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 5 again is 20, plus 2 is 22. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Magical 0. 1 times 5 is 5, times 5 is 5, and then 2. Add it together, you get 0, 7, 5, 3. Now, where is a decimal place? Okay, so we know that the when we multiply these two numbers, it should be around about 30 something. So our decimal place has to be here, 35.7. It can't be, it can't be, for example, over here, $3 something, right? It can't be over here, 357. That's too much. So it has to be 35.7. That makes the most sense. So 35.7, and then you want to work out the next one. And do that by yourself and add them up, get a total. Question 2. Garden compost is sold in 4 different bag sizes. Okay, so now we're comparing which represents the best value. Okay, so let's here we got 2 kilograms. This is in terms of grams, so that's 3.5 kilograms. We change it to kilograms. Then you got 6 kilograms, and then you got 10 kilograms. So what we're going to do is we're going to make them all into 1 kilogram so we can compare them. Okay, so if 2 kilograms costs $3.42, so 1 kilogram will be half of it. So $3.42 divided by 2. Okay, so 3 divided by 2 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, remainder 1, 4, 7, 14, 0, remainder 2, so that will be 1. So that means that 1 kilogram of this one is going to cost $1.71. Okay, next one. This one is 3.5 kilograms, gonna cost you about $6, let's say. So that's low. We can do $6 divided by 3.5, which will be pretty hard. So let's double it. This will be 7. So 7 kilograms gonna cost you $12. Now we can do 12 divided by 7, a bit easier. So $12. Okay, divided by 7. Let's see how much. 12 divided by 7 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. Take away remainder 5. Bring the next number down. 0. 50 divided by 7 is 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Take away, you get remainder 1. Bring the next number down. This will be 10 divided by 7 would be 1. Okay. And that should be enough. So the answer is $1.71. Oh, okay. So it's still $1.71. So let me just rub this out. For the second one, 1 kilogram of the second one is gonna cost $1.71. Now the next one says 6 kilograms for 10.29. So what we're gonna do is do 10.29 divided by 6. We want to get 1 kilogram, remember? So 10 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. Take away remainder 4. Bring the 2 down. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 6 times 7 is 42. Remainder 0. Bring the 9 down. 9 divided by 6 is 1. So this is, now there's more numbers to it. I'm not going to bother doing it because $1.71 is, you know, close enough. So for the 6 kilogram, also $1.71. Alright. Oops. Let me rub this out. So for 6 kilogram, this one is also 1 kilogram. Whoops, a bit too big there. It's also gonna cost you $1.71. And finally, 10 kilograms costs $17. So that means 1 kilogram is gonna cost 17 divided by 10 will be 1.70. Okay. So if you can compare it, you can see that this one is the cheapest. 1 kilogram only costs you $1.70, whereas all the other ones will cost you $1.71. So it's like very little difference, okay? But still, it's a cheaper one. So the question, which represents the best value? Well, the answer is this one here. Let me just change it here. So the answer is this one. That's the answer. Okay. Next question. If 9 exercise books cost $12.33, what's the cost of 5? So let's see. 9 exercise books cost $12.33. So let's divide it by 9 and get how much one exercise book will cost. So what we're going to do is go 12.33 divided by 9. 12 divided by 9 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Take away, we get 3. Bring the next number down. 33 divided by 9 would be 3. 3 times 9 is 27. Take away, you're going to get 6. Alright, bring the next number down. 63 divided by 9 is 7. So one book is going to cost you $1.37. Okay. So now let's look at how much 5 books will cost. So 5 times $1.37. I think you can work that out for yourself. Question 4 to 9, find the missing number. 18 out of 60 is what percent? Okay, so let's put 18 over 60 into a fraction. Now we can simplify this. So we can divide the top and bottom by 6. Alrighty. So 18 divided by 6 would give me 3. 60 divided by 6 will give me 10. So this is the same as 3 out of 10. Now 3 out of 10, let's make it out of 100. So I'm going to times it by 10 to get it out of 100. Okay, and times the top by 10. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do the same to the top. So this will be 30. Now this 30 out of 100 is 30%. So therefore, the answer is 30%. This is the same as 30%. Okay. Question 5. 48 centimeters squared is what percentage of 75? Okay, so we put 48 and we compare it to 75 and put 75 at the bottom. Now we need to simplify this. Let's divide it by 3. Divided by 3. Divided by 3. When you divide a bottom number by 3, you're going to get 25. And if you divide a top number by 3, you're going to get 16. Now, to turn it into percentage, I need this number at the bottom to be over 100. Okay, so how do I turn 25 into 100? I times it by 4. And then I times the top by 4 as well. Because what you did to the bottom, you must do the same to the top. So 4 times 25 will give me 100. 4 times 16 will give me 64. And then you can clearly see that this is going to be 64%. Whatever the number on top, that's your percentage, as long as the bottom number is 100. Okay, next question. 62.5% of 400 is what amount? Okay, Now 62.5, this looks familiar. Let me just double check. I believe it's 5 over 8. Let me just double check. 5 over 8, yes. 62% is same as 0.625, which is 5 over 8. Now, not a lot of people remember that, so it's okay. I'll write it there for you. So that means the question is, what's 5 over 8 of 400? Remember, of means times, okay? So let me just rewrite this. So that's 5 over 8. Of means times. 400 is 400 over 1, because it's a whole number. Okay. Now, let's divide the top and bottom by, let's divide this by 8. Actually, divide by 4. Let's divide by 4. You get 2. Divide this by 4, you get 100. And we can divide it again. We can say, alright, let's divide this one by 2. We get 1. Divided by 2, you get 50. So really, the question is 5 over 1 times 50 over 1. 5 times 50 is 250 over 1. And that's just a whole number. Anything over 1 is a whole number. So the answer is $250. Okay, next one. Dana's town consists of 1,500 houses, of which 786 are farmhouses. What is the percentage of farmhouses? So to find a percentage, we're going to take that one divided by the total number of houses, which is this one. So we take 786 divided by 1500. Okay, let me see. What we want to simplify this, so let's see. What can I divide them both by? Can I divide them both by 3? Yes, I can. The top number is divisible by 3. Okay, so if I divide the bottom number by 3, I'll get 500. If I divide the top number by 3, let's do a little quick division here. This will be 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Take away, you get 1 and 8. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 0, 6, and then that's 2. So 262. And now we can divide this by... We can divide it by how much? I want to get this one to 100, okay? So I have to divide this by 5. And now I want to divide this by 5 as well and get a number atop there. Okay. Because the question is, what is the percentage? To get percentage, we need to turn this fraction to have a bottom number of 100. So let's divide the top number by 5 as well. So 262 divided by 5. 26 divided by 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. This will be 1. And 12 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And then you got 2. Remaining 2. Okay, let's bring down another 0. Now this, if I put decimal place there, I put decimal place there as well. So now it'll be 20 divided by 5 is 4. And then there's no more remainder. So this will be 52.4. Okay. In order to do this kind of question, you need to know how to divide long division like this. Now, so if this is 52.4, then the answer is 52.4%. There's your answer. All right, next page. 42,000 light bulbs are made and tested in a factory. 297 were found broken. What percentage is this? So again, we're going to take 294 over 42000, and we need to simplify it. Now our mission is to make this into turn into 100. Okay, so let's try and simplify this first. So I am going to divide them by let me see. Always divide it by 2 first, so this will be 21,000. What fraction were broken? Okay, yep. So now we're going to take 294 divided by 2. You're going to get 1, that's 2. You're going to get 4, that's 8, and then 7. 147. Okay. Now, how do I... Okay. What else can we do here? I can divide this by 3 now. Let's divide it by 3. I'm going to keep simplifying until I find a way to turn it into 100, the bottom one. If I divide by 3, I'm going to get 7,000. And the top number is divisible by 3 because of the divisibility rule. So we're going to take 147 divided by 3. 14 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Remainder 2. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So this is a 49. Okay, it's starting to look a lot better now. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 7. They're both divisible by 7. This will be 1,000, and this will be 7. It's 49 divided by 7 is just 7, right? Now, I want to make this into 100, into just 100. So that means I have to divide it by 10, and divide this by 10. So therefore, 7 divided by 10 is 0.7. Right, so therefore, now we can turn this one into percentage. This is just 0.7%. And there's the answer. Alright, next one. A riverside park is a field of 60 meters by 120 meters. If 65% of the grass field is grass, what is the area? So, we're given the dimensions of the park. Okay. Alright, so this will be 120 meters by 60 meters. So which means the area is going to be those two numbers multiplied together. What's 6 times 12? 6 times 12 is 72. And you got 2 zeros, so therefore we put in 2 zeros. This will be meters squared. Now only 65% of the the field is grass. What is this area? So we need to find 65% of our total area, which is 7,200 meter squared. Right. Now, when we have percentage, we need to convert it to either fraction or decimal. So let's do a fraction. 65 over 100. Of means times 7,200 is 7,200 over 1. Okay, since we're multiplying, we can do this. We can cross out the 0 from the bottom and the top, and then another one from the bottom and the top. Okay, so really, what you have is 65 times 72 over 1 times 1, which is 1. So let's work out what's 65 times 72. 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36. Match equals 0, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 7 is 42, plus 1 is 43. Add it together, you get 0, 8, 6, 4. So, the answer is going to be 4680 over 1, which is just 4680. Let me just clean this up a bit. So the answer is going to be this much. $4680 meters squared. This is the area. This area is 65% of your 7,200. Okay, that's your 65% right there. Question 10. A tank of oil can be empty in 16 minutes if one outlet valve is fully open. How long would it take to empty the tank if two outlet valves were fully open? Let me think. If one, wouldn't it be double the? No, wouldn't it be half the time? If it takes one valve to empty, it takes 16 minutes to empty the whole oil tank in with one valve. The two valves will be even faster, half the time. So it should only be 8 minutes. Okay, that's just using common sense right there. Okay. Question 11. A truck can transport a supply of building materials in 4 hours, making 8 trips each hour. How long would the job take if 4 trips were made each hour? Hold on, a truck can transport a supply of building materials in 4 hours. So if 4 hours you make 8 trips. In 4 hours making 8 trips each hour. Oh, okay. So 4 hours. So 4 hours, and each hour you do 8 trips. So how many trips do you do in 4 hours? So 4 times 8 equals to 32 trips in 4 hours. How long would the job take if 4 trips were made each hour? Okay, so if you make 4, now you need to do 32 trips altogether. That's the total number of trips to finish a job. Now, in 1 hour, it says how long would a job take if 4 trips were made each hour? So 1 hour, it's gonna do 4 trips. So how many 2 hours? How long? You're gonna get 8 trips, right? So the question is, how many hours will it take you before you get 32 trips? Because that's the total we need to complete the job. So 32 divided by 4, that's gonna be 8. You need to have 8 hours to make 32 trips if you do 4 trips per hour, if that makes sense. Alright, next question. So a housewife has sufficient charcoal to last 12 days, provided she uses only 2 buckets of charcoal a day. How long will the charcoal last if she uses 3 buckets a day? Okay, so let's see how much charcoal she has. So 12 days, provided she uses 2 buckets of charcoal. So 12 days and only 2 buckets of charcoal a day. So each day she uses 2 buckets. So that means 1 day is 2 buckets, right? 12 days, that means we times it by 12. Let me get rid of this. So we times this by 12 as well. That means 12 days she altogether uses 24 buckets. So 1 day, 2 buckets, 2 days, 4 buckets, all the way to 12 days is 24 buckets altogether. So that means she has 24 buckets of charcoal. That's how much charcoal she has. Now the question is, how long will the charcoal last if she uses 3 buckets a day? So 1 day is gonna be 3 buckets. Now, if we have 24 buckets altogether, how many days is gonna last? So from 3 to 24, we multiply by 8, right? So that means we must multiply this by 8, so that means 8 days. Each day is 3 buckets, so you can only last for 8 days, because 24 divided by 3 is 8. So that, hope that makes sense. Next question. Okay, these are revision. You can do that by yourself. You can do that by yourself. 0.4 times 0.7. So again, we're gonna do 4 times 7, which equals to 28, with a decimal place right there. Now, to turn a 0.4 to 4, we must move the decimal place to the right one time. And to change a 0.7 to a 7, we must move the decimal place to the right one time. So altogether, I've moved the decimal place to the right 2 times. So the answer, I must move it back 2 times. So 1, 2. The answer is 0.28. Question 4 you can do on your own. Question 5 you can do on your own. Okay, this question 5, just be careful. 6.8 minus 2.44. Make sure that the decimal is in the same column. And anything that doesn't have a number, just put a 0 there. And you can work it out. Question 6, okay. We're adding fractions. Question 7 is minusing fractions. Remember when you add and minus fractions to make the bottom number the same. So you have to find the lowest common multiple. So this will be 55. Plus, okay. So if you want to make 11 to 55, you times it by 5. Times it by 5, you get 30. To make 5 into 55, you times it by 11. You times this by 11, and you get 22. Okay. So obviously, you add it together, you're going to get 52 over 55. Can we divide it by anything? No. Okay, just leave it at that. Same thing here. Make the bottom number the same. Okay, so we can make it into 35. So you can do the rest. I'm not going to do that one. Now, question 8. This is easy. Multiply by 100. What do you do to the decimal place when you multiply by 100? Think about it. Question 9. Increase 500 by 3%. Okay. So let's find out what 3% of 500. What's 1% of 500? Actually, we can do 3 over 100. We turn percentage into fraction. Okay. Of means times 500 over 1. What do? We can cross out the zeros. 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. So 3% is going to be 3 times 5, that's 15. $15. It says increase, so you gotta do 500 plus the $15 because it says increase and get the answer. Question 10. Find the amount if 25% is $20. So imagine if you have here rectangle. Okay, great. That's a bit, nope. Okay, 25%, if you can remember, is equal to 25 over 100, which equals to 1 over 4. That's why I draw 4 pieces. So that means 1/4 of an amount is $20. So imagine this is your $20 here. And this is your 1/4 of amount. This is your also known as 25%. So the question is, it says find the amount. So find the whole amount. If 1/4 is 20, what's the whole amount? Well, each piece is 20, right? So what's 20 times 4? Work it out. Okay, next one. How many years is 3 scores and 5 years? Remember that 1 score is 20 years. You can work that out. Question 12. Change 68% to simple fraction. So 68% turn it into a fraction is 68 over 100. Now simplify it. Make it smaller. Make it simple. You can divide top and bottom by 4, I believe. Next one. Change 4 over 9 into the nearest percentage. Okay. I'm going to give you this something here. 1 over 9 is equal to 0.1111 forever 1. 2 over 9 is equal to 0.2222 and forever. So what do you think 4 over 9 is going to look like? Obviously it's going to be 0.4444, so moving on forever. Now this is a decimal, okay? We went from fraction to decimal. But that's not what they're looking for, they want percentage. So we must turn from decimal into percentage. Just multiply by 100. So you're going to get 44.44% reoccurring. Which says, and it says to the nearest percentage. So that'll be 44%. We're rounding it up to 44%. Alright. Next question. You're going to add these. What I would do is you can turn this into improper fraction. 2 times 11 is 22. 22 plus 6 is 28 over 11. Plus with 2 over 9. Okay. So these are both actually, alright. So what we can do is we can multiply, we can make both of the denominators into 99. Time this by 9, time this by 7. Whoa, what's 28 times 9? That looks big number. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 7 is 25, so 252. Plus 2 times 7 is 14, so you plus 14 to this, you get 266 over 99. Okay. Now let's try and change that back into mixed numerals. So 99, I would say maybe 2. So how many 99s go into that? There'll be 2, and what's the remainder? 2 times 99, that'll be 18. This will be 18, 198. 266 minus 198. This will be 8. This will be 10. This will be a 6. This will be 68. So that'll be 2 and 68 over 99. And there's your answer there. Can we simplify that? No. Okay, just leave it at that then. Next one. Now we want to multiply. We have to. Now this is the 15 doesn't count. Okay, 15 is just the question. This is your question here. So what we're going to do is turn this one into an improper fraction. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 on 4. And then you multiply with 2 on 7. So you can work it out. I'm not going to do that. Again, question 16. You're going to change it into improper fraction, this one. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14 over 3. Now because we're dividing, we're going to flip this one upside down. So we're going to do 5 over 2, and we change divide into a times. Okay, work it out. Make sure you simplify it if you can. Okay. This one, question 17, divided by 10. Move decimal place to the left one time. 8.94. Done. Okay, next page, last page. Alright, so all you gotta do is change this one to improper fraction. What's the top number? Now, question 2. When you multiply a fraction by a whole number, we must make them both into fractions. This is already a fraction. That's great. Now this is a whole number. We must make this whole number into a fraction. So we put it over 1. So you multiply. So really the question is 7 over 8 times it by 24 over 1. Okay. Make sure to keep things simplified. So 8 and 24, we can do that as 1, and that's 3. 3 times 7, 21. There you go. And that's the answer there. Oh, and the bottom is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. But that's just 21 anyway. So, yes. Next one, you can work that out by yourself. This one, you can work it out by yourself. Okay, what is this? Something over 7. Okay. So, again, we got a whole number multiplied with a fraction. 42 is over 1. Times it by 1 over something is equal to 7. So let's work it out. 42 times 1 is 42. 1 times some number is just the same number. So 42 divided by what gives me 7? 42, so really the question is, what's 42 divided by what is 7? Okay, so you can work that out, what that box is. 10 squared times 25. 10 squared is 10 times 10. This is 10 times 10, which is 100. So really the question is 100, what's 100 times 25? That's what the question is asking us. Okay, you can do that on your own. You can do this one on your own. Actually, I'll show you. This is 1,000. Take away 472.85. So let's put in the decimal place for that one. There you go, minus it. How many 9s in here? So do a division. 189 divided by 9. Work it out. Question 10. A farmer bought 100 sheep at $15.50 a head and later was forced to sell them for $11.75 a head. How much did he lose on the deal? Alright, so let's work out how much money he lost selling each sheep. So when you buy a sheep for $15.50 for one sheep, right? And then you sold it for $11.75, how much money did you lose? Well, let's have a look. This will be a 5, you take it away. Okay, this will be an 8, 15 take away 7. This will be a 2, 5 take away 2 is 3. That means for each sheep you lost $3.75. But how many sheep did you sell? Well, you bought 1,000 of them, so you sold 1,000 of them. So if you sold 1,000, that means you're going to sell 1,000 times it by $3.75 loss for each sheep. So multiply that, and what do you get? So when you multiply a number by 1,000, you move the decimal place to the right 3 times. Let's put in some zeros, see where it lands. 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 3,750. That means that you just made a loss of $3,750. Okay. Now 5 over 8 of 48. So this is basically 5 over 8 of means times. $48 is 48 over 1. Okay. Again, you can do simplify. This one could be a 1. This one can be a 6. Work out the answer. Question 12. How many 25 cents for $1.75? So all you gotta do is do $1.75 or 175 cents divided by 25 cents. Work out how many 25 cents goes into 175. Okay. Question 13. 99 pencils at 60 cents each. So that means you gotta work out what 99 times 60 is and work out the answer there. Question 14. In a triangle ABC, so here's your triangle ABC. Okay, let me just rub this out. Rub this one out. Okay, so A, B, C. Angle ABC is 36, so this one is 36 degrees. Okay. Angle ACB is 78, so this one is 78. Alright. And what's the angle here? What's the last angle? That's the question, what it wants to find. Now remember that the 3 angles inside of triangle has to add up to 180 degrees. So 36 degrees plus 78 degrees plus with this last angle is equal to 180. Okay, so work out what the last angle is. Question 15. Find what's the value of 9 in here? Well, that's 1 out of 100th, isn't it? Question 16. How many centimeters cube block will fit inside a 5 centimeter long, 47 wide, and 2.5 centimeters deep? So what we got to do is we say, okay, well, 5 times 47 times 2.5. Work that out, what that is. Question 17. Write as a decimal the sum of. Okay, so 4 is a whole number. 5 is being over 10, so that's 4. First of all, 4 plus with 5 over 10 is 0.5. 6 over 100 is 0.06. Add them all up, get the answer. Question 18. A tree alongside a highway are spaced a distance of 10 meters apart. What is the distance between 10 trees? So let's draw them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many gaps are there? Well, let's have a look. 1 gap, 2 gap, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that there's only 9 gaps between 10 trees because the number of gaps is always one less than the number of trees or flags or poles or gates or whatever. Now it says, what's the distance between the 10 trees? Well, each gap is 10 meters apart. So how many gaps we got? We got 9 gaps. Each gap is equal to 10 meters wide. So 9 times 10 will give you 90 meters wide. So that's 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So altogether you have 90 meters distance, isn't it? There you go. Alright, question 19. How fast is a car traveling if it is traveling at 12 kilometers in 10 minutes? Okay, so 12 kilometers in 10 minutes. Now it says how fast is a car, so they want you to find a speed. Now remember, speed is always kilometers per 1 hour per hour. So how do we go from minutes to hour? 10 minutes to an hour. An hour has 60 minutes, so that means we times this one by 6. From 10 to 60 you must multiply by 6. So 12 times 6 is 72. So the answer is 72 kilometers. You'll travel 72 kilometers in 1 hour, and that's your speed there. Question 20. Belinda receives 85% for her spelling test. If the test was made up of 20 words, how many words did Belinda misspelled? Okay, so 85% for her test, there's only 20 words. So you need to find out what 85%. You need to find out what 85% of 20 is. 85% is 85 over 100. Of means times, 20 means 20 over 1. Now, first of all, let's get rid of this 0 and this 0. Now, I can also get rid of this 2. I can divide it by 2, get 1. Divide this by 2, I get 5. And then I can also get rid of this. Look at this one here. I can divide this by 5, so I get 1. Divide this by 5. What's 85 divided by 5? Let's see. This will be 1, 5, 35, 7. Excuse me. So that's 17. So the answer is 17 times 1 over 1 times 1. So that's 17 over 1, which is just 17. So the answer is 17. That means she got 17 correct. Because she received, this is your 85% here. This is the one that she got correct. That means the one she got wrong is, well, if you got 17 right out of 20, that means that you got 3 wrong. 3 wrong. Okay, hope that helps.